Hello. Hi, how's it going? Hello. Hi, Carter Mancy. I saw you waiting. Thank you very much for joining. Going to be doing a Tuesday night from now on, probably only an hour and a half. So, whoops. So, yeah. I've got 4 thumbs up already. So, we'll wait a few minutes and see if other people join us. Yes, here I am. How are you, Carter Mancy? Yeah. Have you got any questions? Hi, Annie S. I'm going to be reading on this Iran business with this assassination of this nuclear scientist. Whether it was just Israel on their own or Israel and Saudis, if Trump was involved or Jared. Something closer to home for me, I'm going to be having a look at the relationship between Australia and China over the next few months. Pretty rocky at the moment with the Chinese official site publishing a doctored photo that's very nasty. And yeah, there's quite a bit of argy-bargy going on there. De Geneva saying that Chris Krebs and people like him should be taken out and shot at dawn and drawn and quartered or whatever, using that threatening rhetoric. Now, you know, Sidney Powell was using threatening rhetoric. She was fired. Now De Geneva, even Giuliani himself has been using it. Are they going to pay for this? Is there going to be some reckoning for using this sort of thing? Sidney Powell also a week or so ago, I saw, it was very briefly, it was a tweet she sent saying that people should take up arms and fight or something for Trump or something along those lines. It was, if it wasn't sedition, it was very close to it. Hi, Greta. How are you? And also I'm going to have a look at, is this new round of threatening rhetoric, is it going to initiate militia action? Because apparently the Proud Boys are, you know, doing some nasty things, or doing something outside the Proud Boys member threatens armed revolt outside Giuliani's meeting. They're not going to stand back and stand by anymore. So what are they going to cause trouble? Hi, Barbara Almeida. Thanks for joining us. Trump doesn't have to concede. There's no legal thing that says you have to concede. Hi, Christina Tanky. Thank you for joining us. First time I've seen your name, so thank you for joining the chat as well as watching. Scott Atlas resigned. Good. Trump's not going to stop waging war on anything. Trump makes a bad situation worse in Afghanistan. What's he doing? It's really lovely to see all your names here. Now he's dithering. He's put those troops that are remaining there at greater risk. Who's anyone got a question? That monolith has apparently disappeared and shown up in Romania. I don't know how it could have gotten over there so quickly. So I'd say it's the same sort of thing, but a different one. Hi, Alexandra Bellino. Hi, GM Dave. Has anyone got a question? I'm going to take questions for the next couple of minutes before I make a start. Just to let you know, I'm going to look at the Iran situation, if Trump's involved with that, and Israel and the Saudis and Jared, the relationship between Australia and China, the De he's just like the latest in a line of Trump's lawyers who have used threatening rhetoric. Sorry, I wasn't giving you guys a finger or anything. Is it? And other Proud Boys going to actually do something? When will the vaccine be ready for all? I've got that written down. I'm going to look at stimulus. I do know from news stories that hi JLo. Yes, I was on with Sheila, watching Sheila a bit earlier. I had to go and have some dinner and stuff before I started. So stimulus, will that happen? I know Joe's been trying to work on it. Be a check by Christmas. Yeah. Anyone else? Got a question? Well, I'll get into it. And as it's the 1st of December here and there too now, I'll have a look at Trump's December before we sign off. But first, let's get stuck into. Yes. Yeah. Who put it there? I read on the other one before. I thought it was a memorial. I honestly thought it was a memorial. I do think it's got some sort of meaning by whoever put it there. I do think it's man-made, but I think that's probably, it could be a matching one, but I don't think it's the same one. No. Where am I from, Christina Tanky? I am in Perth in Western Australia, so I'm down in the Southern Hemisphere. It is actually 8:39 p.m. Tuesday night there. So I'm about, depending on where you are in the US, 11 to 13 hours ahead of you. So, yep, they think the artist was John McCracken. Okay. Sophie, there's a Sophie here. Is there? Hello, Sophie. Hi, Maureen Howe. Sophie Edwards. Hello, Sophie. And thank you for joining me. Okay, let's have a look at the situation in Iran. Guides of the highest truth and compassion, thank you for helping gain clarity, insight, and objectivity into the question of the assassination of the Iranian scientist. Firstly, was Israel behind it? Was Israel behind it? Let's have a look. Hi, Human Generic. Hi, Sharon Sipe. Hi, Maureen. Abuse of power. Support. Yeah, that tells me that they thought Iran was abusing whatever treaty it is and using their position and abusing it. They had support from somewhere. Hi, Debbie Fitzsimmons. Hi, Sharon Sipe. They had support from at least another 2 countries. They wanted to block it. They wanted to stop his work, what he was doing. They wanted to stop what he was doing, block it. They were feeling threatened. They were feeling caged in, trapped. So they decided to take some action. That might not, well, it's got support from some countries, not all, of course. This was their top scientist. This was Iran's top scientist, and they wanted to set back the progress that their nuclear research, etc., and program might be having. So this is the page. So this is it. Set it back basically to the start of maybe where they were when the US pulled out of the treaty, where Trump pulled them out. So they're back at having taken that guy out, and because this is the card of intellect as well, taking him out and setting the program back to basically resetting it to where it was with before the US was pulled out of the treaty by Trump. I do think there is going to be some retaliation. Oh, yes, I think I really do think that maybe what they did was a misstep. Doesn't matter what they believed or how they were feeling, this was a misfire on their part. This is the tower. So collapsing. It's, yeah. it is, yes, they wanted to stop what they thought of was going to be a catastrophic result if they kept it going. But they turned everything in that area up on its head in doing so. So, you know, this is catastrophic change. They wanted to stop that, and they may have stopped it, but there is going to be a price to pay, and it's turned the whole region up on its head now. Increased levels of tension. There's lots and lots of communications passing through all the different. Hi, Renee. And thank you for following everyone here, Renee. Lots of different communications between different countries. Hi, Liz Wood. Thank you for joining us. Hello and welcome to my channel, as well as Renee and Christina Tanky and the other new people who have joined today. Sophie, it's lovely to see new names as well as all the old ones, of course, and anyone who's watching and not actually chatting, that's fine. You don't have to join the chat. Thank you for watching as well. So there's lots of communications happening now. It set off a lot of communications between different countries that are in the deal, in the Iran nuclear deal and all that. Also some underground communications. Yeah, it's kind of actually bring the whole kit and caboodle to a bit of a screeching halt, which is the reckoning that they're going to pay. They thought that they'd be able to just move on from it, but they're not going to. Everything's going to be brought to a whole screeching halt. Yeah, I do think it was Israel, and their reasons, I just laid out their reasons there, that they felt they had the support, they had some vocal support, but I suppose they may have had a few feeling that they had some non-verbal support from some other countries. They felt like they were being painted into a corner. They felt like Iran was abusing the fact that Trump had pulled the US out of the accord, but it's a bit of a misstep, and it's going to create a bit more of a mess than they realized. Yeah. Oh, human generic. I'm sorry you've been so isolated without company. Oh, I am so aware of how lucky I am to be where I am. It's not that we haven't had any cases in Western Australia. It's just that they've been mostly imported, and any community ones were easily traced, and we've been able to stomp on it a lot. Victoria had the worst of it, with the most out of control in Australia, and even that's not. So I'm just aware of how lucky we are to be where we are, and I can only hope that everyone in other countries who are dealing with this virus, all I can do is ask for waves of healing energy, and ask everyone to, you know, think of waves of healing energy, sending them out, imagining them as ripples from you out all around you. Yeah. Oh, JLo, you're on chemo. Well, please do look after yourself. I have a good friend who's doing chemo at the moment, and yeah, so no hugs or anything, even though there's almost no COVID here. We still keep distances and stuff. So anyway, it's Saudi Arabia. Did Saudi Arabia support this? Did Saudi Arabia support this? Yes, no. Yes. No. No. So we've got the moon as a no. We've got the Ten of Swords as a no. Three of Pentacles. They definitely spoke to Saudi Arabia about it. That's a yes. Seemed to me that Saudi Arabia were being cautious about it. They were worried about unseen problems arising from it, and it looks like that might be the case. Strength, so that's yes, that's supporting them. Took a little while to talk them around to it, I think. That's a no. So we've got 3 yeses and 3 no's at the moment. They were aware that being a part of it could put them out in the cold with quite a few countries. They may have assisted in getting them everything they needed to do the job. 10 of Cups. The Star, they did it. So we've got 10 of Cups. The Star, take things in a new direction. They weren't happy with things as they were. You know what? I don't think they've outright, and they won't outright say, yes, we support this, but there was tacit support and possibly some practical help, but it would be very hard to pin down whether Saudi Arabia helped find the proof with them. They were reluctant to give full verbal support, but they gave tacit support and possibly some tools to do the job. They were worried about unseen problems, such as, you know, too destabilizing for the area, but then destabilizing the area is probably good for them, but not too much. Hi, Caroline Harper. Lovely. It's the first time I've seen your name. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Hi, Sherry French. G'day. So they were worried about unseen problems, which are probably going to arise too. They're probably worried about being seen as stabbing any allies they have in the back and maybe getting frozen out of things, but they weren't happy with what was happening anyway, so they sort of tacitly went along with it. Strong behind the scenes support. They wanted to send things in a different direction. Oh, do you? Well, it's lovely to see your comment. I hope you like what I do when you watch and things. So now let's have a look. Did Trump know what was going on? Did Trump know it was going to happen? Did Trump know that this assassination was going to take place? Did Trump know that this assassination was going to take place? Have some ducks. Ducks are great. Human generic. Great. Have some pet ducks. Oh, you're a novice reader, Caroline. Well, practice, practice. I do that. You're Canadian with Aussie grandnieces. Ah, that's lovely. I have I have a grandniece and a grandnephew in Asheville, North Carolina, with their mum. Their mum is my niece, my brother's daughter, and yeah. Anyway, did Donald Trump know that this was going to happen? Thank you, Lord Maureen, for that compliment. 9 of Cups. Oh yeah, he wants it. He wants to upset. He wants upset in that region. He wants to leave a mess. Yes, definitely. He definitely knew it. He wants to leave a mess. In fact, he wants Joe Biden to be handed a situation that's very vulnerable to the nation's security. He wants to leave a real burden for Joe Biden, a real mess. So this is a no, but the other two are definite yeses. Yeah. Oh, yeah. 2 cards came out. The first was Queen of Cups, definitely. Wouldn't surprise me if Russia knew as well. Quite often a Queen of Cups can be Russia for me. And definitely, Netanyahu spoke to him about this, let him know what was going on. That's 2 big major arcana. Oh yeah, he's going to leave it as, he might try to mend things before he leaves, but no, he's going to leave a big mess, and that's going to be part of his legacy. Probably even entertainment purposes only, but he's probably my family might need somewhere to go. He might have even supplied a bit of information. Ooh. Out in the cold, this is going to come out, what he knew and when. Knight of Cups. That's Trump. That is Trump. False Knight. He definitely knew. Yep, and betrayal. So there's 6 yeses and 3 nos. This is betrayal. Yeah, he betrayed allies. He betrayed, he would betray his own country for a free gumball from a gumball machine. The other person I'm going to ask about is, did Jared have anything to do with it? Did Jared Kushner have anything to do with it? Hi, Ewart. How are you? Did Jared Kushner guide the highest truth and compassion? Did Jared Kushner have any involvement or knowledge of the assassination? Any advanced involvement or knowledge of this assassination? Hi, Patricia Ray. Here's the magician again. Oh, yes. he provided something, and he knew he provided something. The Chariot, yes, he helped with getting it into motion. Something's going to come out. He might have to defend himself. There's going to be something coming out, and he's going to be accused of something to do with it. The world is watching. Yes. Yeah, he's doing it simply to make a. They had their own reasons. Probably money. A lot of money was involved, probably, and also make it tough on the next administration, because this is end of one journey, start of another. Him and his father-in-law did it to help set them up for the future. They will try and cloud the issue and confuse the issue. King of Cups. Biden has already getting information about this. Apparently, he gets what Trump gets, and what Trump gets is pretty superficial. I think because he just isn't interested in anything more than superficial, and B, I think because security forces just don't trust him. But Biden is asking more questions than what he's being given, and he has the right to ask to do that. Apparently, ask for more clarification. Yep, Six of Cups. Well, of course, this is going to set things back a lot in that region, which was part of the reading before. That this is going to set things back in that region quite a bit, quite a lot. That's what that came up with the Page of Pentacles, setting things back. Five of Swords. Here's the Five of Swords again. An abuse of power. Yeah, Jared definitely had advanced knowledge, and perhaps even with the consent of his father-in-law passed information along. Two of Wands. Yeah, he knew about the plans. I'm just going to come straight out and ask the question. Is Jared Kushner going to get tried for treason? So look at that. I take it Trumpy Dump has gastrointestinal issues. Okay, so let's put this. I'll get the right away. Now you might have noticed that I've got the Thursday thing scheduled, and I'll be scheduling the Sunday one. I'm going to put them up like every week. Schedule 3 lives, including a Tuesday morning one for you guys, Tuesday night for me. So yeah. Okay. Guides of the highest truth and compassion. Thank you for gain clarity, insight, and objectivity to the question of Jared Kushner's future. I do not wish ill or harm on anybody, but I do wish for justice. Thank you for helping me see if he will face justice. I think it's it's really important that what you ask for is justice, not harm. Hoping or asking for harm for somebody that puts out bad things in the universe. But justice is, if somebody has harm done to them because of the lovers. Ooh, that's interesting. Because of justice, well, yeah, they might fully deserve it, but just ask for justice. Okay. This flew out, the Emperor. This is how Jared sees himself. He sees himself as the power behind the throne. The person who's really making all the decisions. That's probably true. So, is Jared Kushner going to be indicted on treason charges? Think 45 will get a portrait. They could always use one of the ones that, he paid for with that charity money. The Hierophant, definitely the court's involved. Ooh, he is starting to worry. He's starting to worry. 9 of Swords. What's his challenge? Oh, his challenge is to keep up the good family name, not that Kushner is that highly revered as a family, and the legacy to not suffer financial setbacks and basically destitute his family. Oh, at the base of the reading for Jared Kushner, a new journey. I wonder if he's going to try and skip the country. His past actions leading up to the present. There's going to be a change of fortune. Anxiety and the challenge of keeping his family fortunes. This could be a turn of fortune for the worse. A change of fortune for the worse. More cards will tell us that. Above everything, of course, it's his father-in-law, the false knight. I don't very rarely see Trump as a king anymore. I very rarely saw him as an emperor, but now he comes up as the false knight for me. Kushner, what's in his immediate future? He is definitely going to try and flee, and he's going to try and do it soon. Will he succeed? I wonder. I might have a look at that. Oh, what's in his immediate environment? This is not necessarily good. It's not necessarily a good thing. It could also mean exposure, things coming to light about him, some of the things that he's done. What do other people see? They see someone who's trying to move and trying to push through things for his own benefit. What are his hopes and fears? He's really hoping that people don't find out all his secrets. He's got lots and lots and lots of secrets, and he really has been helping to carry out other countries' agendas, and he's hoping people don't find out about that, but he's fearful that they will. What are his outcome cards? Queen of Swords. Come forth and answer for your actions, young man. Hi, Gmail5. Hi, Patricia Ray. Have I said hello, Sharon Sipe? Oh, he's definitely going to be out in the cold. I think Dan-in-law's going to sell him down the river. Surprise, surprise. He's definitely got something planned that he's going to try and enact, and probably an escape plan. Russia. Run away to Russia. Which I can't possibly. So let's have a look at this. The movement towards calmer waters. What's going on there? Will Jared Kushner be able to escape to another country? That's a yes. The world, start of one journey, but courts. Yes. Knight of Cups again. He's been talking to other countries, but honestly, the moon, unseen problems. Eight of Cups, no. Two of Cups, he's been talking to people. The Hanged Man, things coming to a total shuddering halt, and this is upside down too. He's going to try. Nine of Swords, he's going to try. He's the Nine of Swords again. He's going to try and escape, but I don't think he's going to make it. You know what? I think the minute Joe Biden is sworn in, there's going to be people knocking on Jared's door. Yeah, I don't think that Wheel of Fortune is a change in a good way. This Rider Waite, my base Rider Waite deck, I don't use reversals in that. I use context. I like to do both, you know, use reversals in some and Okay, will Jared Kushner, yes or no, be indicted for treason or sedition? I think treason. Oh, definitely going to be some loss there. That's a no, but then there's a yes. He's caused loss of life. Took money. He will have to defend himself. That's a no, but that's on top of the loss of life. Definite change and not for the better for him. So maybe a Six of Wands, victory, anything to do victory, stand his ground. Yeah, so we've got a no, 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 maybe yes, yes. Yes, a star, King of Wands, yes, wise leadership. And there's the court again. Yeah, he could be, definitely. There's the court again, the Hierophant again. Yes, I think he might. There's a very good chance that Jared's going to be indicted on treason charges. Might even be charged on with conspiracy to murder with regard to Khashoggi. So, yeah, because they might have proof that he gave up where Khashoggi would be and everything. So, yeah. Gmail 5, Scott Atlas, that radiologist who Trump put in charge of the COVID task force because he liked Scott Atlas, was flattering to Trump on television, has resigned. Can I do a reading and see why Stephanie Bice resigned last week after winning the Senate seat November of 2020 for election in January? Stephanie Bice. I'll just is it Stephanie Bice, B-I-C-E, hey? I'll just have a look, do a quick grab on that story in just a minute. Okay. US representative elect. So she's a representative. So she, okay. Oklahoma State. She's the representative. She's a Republican, and she's the representative elect for the 5th congressional district in Oklahoma. Did she just resign? Resignation. So if she's resigned, are they going to have to hold a special election? Yeah, special election set up for Oklahoma. Okay, what's going on? I won't read the story yet. Why did Stephanie Bice resign? Trigger why? Why did she resign? Guide to the highest truth and compassion. Thank you. He gained insight into why Stephanie Bice has resigned before taking up her position. So she's held the seat since 2014, and she won it from Kendra Horn. Oh, okay. Okay, right. That's pretty simple. Stephanie Bice was an Oklahoma state senator. But in order to take up her position, as the federal congresswoman for the 5th District of Oklahoma, she's had to vacate the Senate seat. So that's why she resigned. So I don't really need to do a reading on that. It's nothing. It's just like Kamala Harris. She can't be a senator and the vice president, so she's had to vacate her seat. So I didn't actually need to do a reading on that. It's just something she has to do in order to take up the federal position that she's been elected into. Yeah. So that's all that is, guys. Yeah, no problem there. Now, what do I have in my book? Oh, okay. There is a definitely nasty war of words between Australia and China at the moment. So I'm going to have a look at the relationship between my country and China over the next few months. I think we might make it the next 6 months. Geographically, there are what's called, and geopolitically, there are what's called rankings of geopolitical power. There are two global geopolitical powers. That's the United States and China. They're global. Then there's hemispherical. Australia is a hemispherical power, and they're the only hemispherical geopolitical power in the southern hemisphere. Then after hemispherical, there is regional. Russia is a regional geopolitical power. Much as they'd like to be a global one, they're not. No, Jam Dave, I wouldn't call Scott Morrison brain damaged. He is a bit too much of a Trump fan for my liking. But he has stepped up with COVID and everything. But yeah, that doesn't mean I'll vote for him in the next election. He surprised everyone by how firm and he could be, actually. He really pissed a lot of people off in 2019 with the bushfires by taking his holidays while the bushfires were happening. He gained back a lot of brownie points with his dealing with the COVID. But yeah, I'm not a huge fan myself. Give credit where credit is due. I don't think he's a brain dead idiot, but you know, You know, that's not to say we don't have politicians who are brain dead idiots. We do. Pauline Hanson, for one. If you don't know about her, look her up. Oh, please explain. But yeah, he's pulling no punches with China at the moment. And yeah. What's happening with our relationship with China? There is to and fro talking about. The current talk is about this doctor's photo. So we're having words about their actions with this doctor photo, and then they're saying something with this, and they're putting tariffs on our exports and things like that. Yeah. Changes are happening, not necessarily the best changes, but changes are happening. We are coming to the end of what has been quite a long and prosperous relationship with China. There's going to be changes happening. Another major arcana. We are going to have to, sorry, just got to clean the glasses. Australia as a country, we are going to have to show our teeth. We are the only hemispherical geopolitical power in the southern hemisphere. We're going to have to show our teeth and remind China of that a lot of what happens in the southern hemisphere with a lot of southern African nations and things like that, they too take quite a few cues from Australia as well. Not so sure about South American nations and all that, but also with the Southeast Asian and the Polynesian nations, Oceania, as the region's called. Yeah, we are the big guns in this hemisphere, and we're going to show our teeth and do something to prove that. And I think we need to. There's going to be some disappointment. Don't be surprised. I'm not going to be surprised if we hear some news like, oh, this Australian is being held on spying charges, or if we expel some diplomats and they expel some of ours and we expel some of those accusations of spying and all that. They expel some of ours, we expel some of theirs. But this is going to result. So this was sort of like an opening volley, I guess, of a new period of negotiations. But that new period of negotiation is going to happen. Page of Pentacles. A new period of negotiations. But and we're going to have to, extend our influence a bit further with some of the southern hemisphere countries that have some reliance on, which have some trade deals with China for some goods. There are going to be a couple of very crucial decisions that are going to be made. But the fact is that we can't afford to go in like blind Freddy. That blindfold is going to have to be taken off. The blindfold of doing, oh yes, we'll just do it this way because China wants us to do it that way. No, that blindfold's got to come off if they're going to make the right decision. Not going to be so much of a blind Freddy, but there's been an aspect of that that's got to change, and that's going to change. It's very crucial. We will start at some stage, and I was looking at the next few months, the next 6 months or so. So maybe towards the end of that, we will start seeing some improvement in relationships, and some of the it could even be after 6 months, maybe towards the end of 2021, but some improvements and some results coming in from renegotiations and from standing up and showing our strength. Yeah, there will be some minor celebrations and reunions. So we'll be able to get new deals and maybe renew some older deals. But it's going to take a while. There's going to be lots of details to go through. And this blindfold, as I said, has got to come off. Australia is very resource rich. We are resource rich. Not just with crops and all that, but with minerals and things like that. And China really do need a lot of what we have. So that is going to be a big part of what's going to happen in the next 6 months to a year. There might be some times where it seems a bit stormy and chaotic, and there might even be some minor brushes in some, like of ships and things like that. Some baring of teeth. Yeah, things are going to change. They are going to change for the better. Things will improve. King of Swords. I feel like attaching reverse meaning to this, in that there's some corruption that's going to be weeded out and kicked out. One more row. We will be getting back to sitting in a good position with them again, but there are going to be some changes, and some of the old deals are going to be out in the cold. We're not going to be afraid to say, nah, out in the cold with that one. We're not going to be so afraid. And we're going to be shoring up relationships and trade deals with other countries as well. So we're going to be in a position to say to China, well, we don't necessarily need you on this, so we can walk away, but they might need us on there. So we're going to be in a better position to say, yeah, we're always happy to walk away. So there's going to be some improvement, but it's going to be a bit rocky. There's definitely some rocky cards here. Definitely some rocky cards. I do feel this should be reversed. I do feel that we've got to make some critical decisions. There's another rocky card. But we do have to bare our teeth a little bit and growl and show our strength. So I think there might be a few tense times. My brother goes over to China once a year, usually, to take his daughter to see her grandparents. I think my sister-in-law might be making that trip for the next trip over rather than my brother. Yeah. So that's the relationship between Australia and China over the next few months. We don't just sit here at the bottom of the world and not do much. We have a lot more fingers in various pies and whatever than people might think. Tax breaks for hate crimes groups? You're kidding. Eventually the tax exempt status. Okay, well, the Biden administration eventually, with regard to churches and stuff, tax exempt, really. Well, tax exemptions be removed from religious organisations. Will the tax exempt status be removed altogether? There's some help on that, possibly. There's some hope. It's not going to be easy to get through. A lot of some of these places are really, really rich, and they really going to put a lot of pressure on this area of not having to pay taxes. But there is growing support for it, for getting rid of that tax exempt status. There's talking about it. Maybe some minor celebrations, minor victories there. Lovers talking, lots of talking happening about it. Yeah, it's going to be a very contentious issue. But things, even if they're taxed like a low level of tax, not maybe like like maybe 5%, even if they're taxed at a lower level, it's still going to bring in heaps of money. There will be some movement. Yeah, it's going to be a really tricky thing. I think eventually it will happen. There's Biden. Change. They're not going to be sitting pretty so much anymore. I wouldn't look for it immediately in the first year or two, but perhaps towards the end of his term, he will do that. Hi, Jude Gerard. Welcome. Thank you for joining me. A hate group. Will the hate groups be taken off? Will hate groups be taken off the tax exempt list? There's definitely going to be, I think they're definitely going to review the tax exemption, even if they only have a lower rate of tax. There's a lot of hidden things. There's a lot of hidden stuff with these hate groups, a lot of hidden resources. This is a maybe, yes, be justified in taking them off. Tower. There's some pretty big changes happening with these hate groups. King of Pentacles, that's a yes. The Empress is a yes. Ooh, the Devil, we've got 3 no's, 3 yeses here. This is definitely the hate group, but there's some definite shaking up about them. Judgment is a yes. Two of Pentacles is a maybe. 8. So we've got 4 to 5 on the yes. I think the hate groups will have that status, will be taken off, and there's going to be a big investigation into them and some of the resources they have and where some of their resources are coming from, where some of their funding is coming from, hidden. These guys, some nasty countries as well. Some countries with nasty agendas. There's a big shake-up coming for hate groups. Okay. I want to have a look at yes, there will be other. I don't know if you know what, I don't even know if churches pay tax here in Australia. I really should know more about these things, shouldn't I? About my own country. Hi, Estelle Harrington. Thing is, Trump is advocating for a lot of things that would set the country back. They think he can get that. Yeah, that would be about right. Human generic 777. Yeah. Whew. Will churches and religious organizations eventually be taxed in the US and other countries? Yes, there's definitely that change is coming. They've been stealing off people for years. It's stealing in a way that forcing them to donate, like especially first with the Scientology thing. There's definitely investigations, defenses. Yeah, they're going to be taxed eventually. It is going to get there. There's going to be investigations. And you know what, Biden, it's definitely, if it's not done during Biden's time, he's going to set the process in motion. So this is the second time he's come up with regard to this question. So, and there's going to be proof of theft in a lot of these cases and stuff. So if it's not done during his time, he's going to set the process in motion for another administration to finish off. Okay, guys, I've got about 15 minutes left before I go. Yeah, Scott Morrison, our Prime Minister, is Episcopalian too. Oh, well, thank you very much, Carter Mancy. That's lovely. Yeah, I'm planning to do Tuesday evening my time. Your Kipper card just jumped out. Imprisonment and a gift. Wow. Probably I've got a nice Kipper and Sybil and Lenormand collection here. Thank you, Renee. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Now, I've got another question to ask. Is there going to be... I'll be back Thursday morning my time, which is Wednesday night your time. Tomorrow night your time. When will the vaccine be ready for all? I would be really careful. My husband often said they've just rushed things too much and they've made mistakes. The Oxford AstraZeneca, they discovered the vaccine works better in different doses, but they did it by mistake because they were rushing through and a mistake was made. Good things came out of it, but now they've had to go back and start stage 3 trials again to account for it, but it's looking good. So the trial, there's definitely been people doing things, but got 9 of cups, so that's good news. But there's definitely been something dodgy going on. Moderna's just put in for emergency use. Now, the fact is, even after they're improved, it can take quite a long while. Catholics that can't speak Latin. I was an Episcopalian. I can't speak Latin. Let's see. Will there be vaccines? There are hopes with the vaccines. Justice, but there's still things still aren't balancing out right. There's still some things that need to be before they can need to be done before they can justify using it. Yeah, there's still further investigations that need to be done. If they go too fast, there could be some bad, not good results. Yeah. There could be some losses with regard to there's still going to be a lot of losses before it happens. I'm sorry, there's still going to be a lot of losses before it happens. The deals, they might have to draw back from deals they've made. Interference. Queen of Cups is often medicine for me. So vaccine, there's hope, but it's stabbed in the back sort of, and yes, maybe they might have to go back a bit. Yeah, there's still stuff they haven't, they're going to have to go back and look at things. Where there's support, I'm getting really mixed messages here about it. Judgment has been going up for judgment, the Moderna one for emergency use. Resources, there's not really enough resources in place to get it to people quickly. Group deals, backroom deals. Oh God. one of the vaccines, there's something dodgy that they missed. Not both, but one of them. Judgment. It's still going to take a while. Even once they sort it out, there's still going to be some bumps in the road, and there's still going to have to be adjustments to be made, and it's still going to take a while. But I would love to tell you guys you're going to have a vaccine by Christmas and it's all going to start to be spreading out throughout the US. But honestly, even here in Australia, it's going to be like, I think we could still be looking 6 to 8 months before any real I don't want to say there's going to be a recall on one of the vaccines, but there could be. Talk to your doctor. Talk to your doctor. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a specialist in vaccines. Talk to your doctor about these vaccines, what they feel. Something's out of balance. I'm talking about for the US, but yeah. Get the very best advice you can. GM Dave, yeah. GM Dave is definitely a character, aren't you, Dave? 12 to 18 months, yeah. Definitely. I do feel by the end of 2021 they'll have it all sorted, the vaccines, wherever they are in the world. But I think things are being rushed too much at the moment. Okay, guys, look, I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you for joining me, and I will be back Thursday morning my time, 9 o'clock my time, which is Wednesday night yours. So I've got another live schedule then if you want to join me. Thank you again for the thumbs up and everything and for joining me. Oh, trust me, Trump will make sure he gets it first. Don't worry about that. Might end up making him fart every time he moves. That would be something. And hi, Hippie Gypsy. Lovely to see you. See your name there. Thank you for joining me. And say prayers for your son-in-law and everyone who has loved ones who are ill or who are in war zones and unsafe places around the world, or who are in places that are being ravaged by this disease. Stay safe, stay strong, stay loving, and I will see you all in a couple of days. Okay, bye-bye.